I'd apologize.
All right, everyone, welcome back into another live Patriots Beat podcast here on the CLNS Media Network, presented by our wonderful friends over at Prize Picks. It is Brian Hines back with Alex Barth. As always, we are sorry about the incorrect time that was shown on the YouTube page earlier, but we are back live now for Mock Draft 5.0. It is Thursday. It is mock draft season. We are officially 2 weeks out from round one of the NFL draft. Fun stuff. So we are going back into our mock drafts, and we have an interesting spin on this one this week. We're going to change things up, do things a little bit differently, and I guess we could pull up the wheel right here. We have a wonderful wheel that we are going to let decide how we make each pick in this draft. And we could run through it quick. We have offense, defense, best player available, and then all the conferences, Barth's choice, Brian's choice. We might throw it to the chat, trade up, trade down, or just pick which means we will just do a normal pick as usual. So that is how we're going to kind of go through this one. Hopefully we can maybe hit on some other prospects and moves that we might not do on a normal mock draft, because with the number 3 pick and we both assume it's going to be a quarterback, it's a lot of repetition and a lot of the same stuff throughout these mock drafts. So hopefully this one will get a little variety and get some new conversations going throughout. But I guess before we start, like, any thoughts on your part over there 2 weeks out from the draft here? Again, I think we're still thinking quarterback, but just before we go here.
Yeah, I still think quarterback. How many times can we do quarterback, trade up, AD Mitchell, tackle, or quarterback, trade up, Tyler Guyton, receiver, right? So we're just going to switch it up, have some fun. This is more to challenge ourselves and see how good of a draft we can put. Now, obviously, the first spin's going to land on defense and totally screw us. But the goal here is see how good of a draft you can put together. I do want to say shout out to the Patriots Drive podcast, Foxborough Faithful on Instagram. I was on with them, and this was the I did a draft like this with them a couple weeks ago, and it was a ton of fun. So I thought we'd bring it over here. So shout out to them for the idea, and this will be interesting. This will be very interesting to see. Do you have? We can't share it until the end just because we're limited how many things we can share. You have the Google Doc to keep track, right?
Yeah, I have that up.
Okay. And I also just want to say again, if I said before, I know the start time was listed at 5. A huge thank you to everybody for coming back, or even if you waited the 3 hours, that's freaking awesome, man. We appreciate it. So
yeah, absolutely.
We won't make you wait any longer. Let's get into some draft picks here.
All right. So should we get a spin in here right away?
Let's spin the wheel. Let's see where we're starting.
All right.
And we're gonna, every time it lands on a slice, we're gonna take that slice out too. So we'll hit on multiple ones of these.
Big 12.
Big 12. All right, so we have to take a Big 12 player. So that's none of the quarterbacks unless we want to go with Spencer Rattler. That is, jeez.
Oh, man.
Byron, and we can't trade down, because trade down's a different option. Jeez.
That's a tough start.
Byron Murphy. Is Byron Murphy really the only first-round pick from the Big 12? Tyler Guyton? Wow. So last time we did this, we got ACC. It was super easy.
That would have been convenient. Yeah.
The chat said take T'Vondre
Sweat. It's really Texas, Tyler Guyton.
I think we have to take Tyler Guyton, right? We might do 2 of these, honestly.
Patrick Paul, Kingsley. It's a ton of the offensive tackles, like Patrick Paul, Kingsley, Tyler
It's all the
Guyton.
second-round tackles.
Yeah. Austin Booker, if we want to go right to the edge. West Virginia doesn't have anyone. Iowa State, no. Yeah, it's either one of the offensive tackles or AD Mitchell and Xavier Worthy, I guess, from Texas there.
So we're basically having the discussion at 34.
What we're going to do at 3.
What we're going to do at 34 at 3. We might do 2 of these because this is off to a tough. If we redo it, will you be able to, how long will it take you to rebuild the wheel? Can you do it right away?
Yeah, it'll be quick.
Okay, so we might do 2 of these. I mean,
or we could give ourselves 3 respins.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose though of the
It
whole
kind of does.
exercise? All right,
Yeah.
here we'll do this because I do want to kind of do this exercise a little bit more. Let's do one more spin.
Okay.
Let's do one more spin
That was a test
and
run.
see what
Let's
happens.
put the Big 12 back in.
Yeah, put the Big 12 back in. It was a good practice run. Everybody, that's what we were doing, right? That was a good practice
Now we
run.
all know what we're doing. We're all
Now everybody knows how this works. And we'll
but
try it again.
We'll spin for real this time.
Spin for real. This one's for all the marbles here.
Oh,
It's gonna be non-power 5.
ACC.
Yeah! Okay. Okay. All right. That was we almost took. Oh, actually, non-power 5 would have been Joe Alt, so that wouldn't have been terrible.
That's true,
right? Because Notre Dame not a Power 5 school, but ACC.
that makes it easy.
Right. So Drake May now if Jane Daniels or Drake May had gone instead of Jane Daniels, it'd be a little bit tougher. We'd be talking about probably Jared Verse, maybe Nate Wiggins, if that's kind of more your speed. But ACC 3rd overall. All right. So we did the practice round. We got it out of the way. This is for real. I think we're taking Drake May here, Brian.
Yeah, I think that's the easy pick, even if you're not restricted to the ACC conference in this one.
Yes.
So
Okay. So we're
we'll
off.
go with Drake May. And now, should we pause in case we get
yep.
trade up?
Yes. Good call.
Okay, so we'll pull the wheel back up here.
All right.
Because we could get a trade up here.
Yep.
But the ACC has been removed again. Once we get one, we're going to remove it. So we'll spin again. And we're going.
Is it defense or best player available?
Defense.
Ooh, all right.
So we can go to 34, and we got to pick a defender.
Don't rule it out entirely. Right. So we have to take a defensive player at 34. So who's? Hang on. I'm just gonna do all the defensive positions. And remind me to pause it again right after we start in case we get trade up.
Yep.
All right. So we've got Tyler Nubin, Peyton Wilson, TJ Tampa, Mike Sainristil, Kamari Lassiter, Braden Fisk, Chris Braswell, Javon Bull. I mean, a lot of good players here.
Yep.
Tavondre Sweat, Braylon Trice, Austin Booker. It's probably a little early for him. I had them taking. I did a mock draft earlier this week. You can go check it out at 985sportshub.com. I traded down, so I wasn't at 34. I think I was at 47, which might be a little bit of a fall, but Nubin is a true free safety, and you do not see a lot of these guys coming out of college anymore. And that's part of the reason I think he'll fall is because less teams use this position in the NFL. Everybody's going, quarters too high, things like that. But if they want somebody who can, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's going to beat Devin McCourty. Devin McCourty's an unbelievable player, right? But if you want somebody who's going to be Deron Harmon, who can play that role, who can play on the deep end so that Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers can play in the box and you can maximize what they do, Tyler Nubin is as good as anybody in this draft at that. He's incredibly instinctual. He's got nose for the football. He's a good enough tackler. He's good in coverage, good at the catch point. If there's one knock, he maybe doesn't have, I don't want to say maybe, he doesn't have that like track speed you want to see on the back end from a guy single high. He's not as much of a burner as a guy like Devin was. Devin ran a 4.340, but
Nubin ran a 4.59 at his pro day.
Right. Which isn't great for this position, but he plays, his instincts allow him to play faster than maybe he times. There's always a little bit of a risk about exactly how much that'll translate to the NFL, but given everything else is there, I would love it if, and I don't think they can get Tyler Nubin because realistically they should go tackle here. And this is probably the only chance you're going to have to get him. Because the way I made it work in my mock draft was I didn't take a quarterback. I did, what if they don't believe in any of the quarterbacks? That was my mock. I don't know how they get Nubin, but again, we have to take defense, so the wheel says. I really like the idea of Tyler Nubin. I would say Peyton Wilson, too. If Bill Belichick was still here, I think Peyton Wilson's the pick at 34. He's a first-round talent, unquestionably, but he has a history of injuries, knees, shoulders. Yeah. He's Sean Lee has been thrown out as a comp.
Yeah, he's an awesome player. Like, I watched the everyone like the Drake May, North Carolina State, the film all the time. And it takes a lot for me to take my eyes off Drake May, but Peyton Wilson at the end of that game, like he is flying all over the field that game. He's a really good player, but if you have to pick defense here, they're probably not going to go linebacker with the depth they have at that spot. Like that free safety type makes more sense. Or, Mike Sanders still is a really good player. Maybe he's more of a nickel though. So I like the Nubin pick more as a free safety. I don't think
any interest in, I mean, look, we
said
know they
Cooper
need a
DeJean,
corner.
He's not available, right?
Yeah, Cooper DeJean went. He's going to be a first-round pick. He went 22nd year to the Eagles. I like that fit. TJ Tampa's still here, who I know a lot of people like. They could go with him. Like boundary corner is definitely a need, and he's the best boundary corner on the board right now. Where did I think if Ennis Rakestraw was still here? He went one pick before. Ennis Rakestraw would be an interesting case to make.
Kool-Aid went, right?
Better player. Kool-Aid, yeah, Kool-Aid. So this is the corner board right now. So TJ Tampa's at the top of the board. But I think Tyler Nubin could come in, start week 1, and really make a difference. I mean, I think you could get a potential first-round kind of impact out of this pick if you take Tyler Nubin.
Yeah, I'm for it. So we can submit that and make sure you pause it right away again.
Well, so let's do this. Spin the wheel, and then I'll submit it, and then we'll...
Smart. So we'll pull the wheel back up. Defense has been removed. We've had ACC and defense. So our next spin... The suspense is... Ooh,
chat choice?
We're going to the chat.
All right, so let's take Tyler Nubin and let it run down, and then don't vote until I say, and we're going to do our usual thing, whoever gets 5 names first, but you can't type until I start, give the go-ahead. So as a reminder, we've taken Drake May, a quarterback, and we've taken Tyler Nubin, a safety, just so you know where you're at. Chat choice. Here we go. So if you want to double up a quarterback, it's Spencer Rattler. Wide receivers, we've got Jalen Polk, Tez Walker, Javon Baker, Johnny Wilson, Jamari Thrash. That's the top of the receiver board. If you want to go tight end, Eric All, Cade Stover, Ben Sinnott, Theo Johnson, like they're all here. We still don't have a tackle yet. Blake Fisher's on the board. Dominic Puny, Matt Goncalves are all there. Also some of the day 3 guys, if you want to reach. Could be in range for running back. Jalen Wright, Blake Corum, both available. On the edge, Austin Booker's still there. So is Marshall Nealon. So is Gabriel Murphy. Patriots met with Austin Booker, I think, 2 weeks ago. And at corner, we got a couple slot guys, Andrew Phillips, Renard Green, DJ James. Chris Abrams-Drain, if you want to reach, is still there. So is Cam Hart. So I think I covered everything. I don't think people are going to want to double up at safety. I will see Tavondre Sweat is. I don't think the Patriots are going to draft him, but Tavondre Sweat is still there. I think we've covered everything, Brian. We've got Harrison Mevis, Will Reichert on the board. Special teams, special plays, special players. First name, and it could be somebody I didn't mention. Like if it's somebody who's not there, I guess we'll just have to do it again. But 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
Tell us who we're picking. All right, we got one for Jalen Polk. It's gonna be tough to keep track of.
I feel like Polk might be the favorite here.
I think it's going to be Polk or Walker. All right, wait, but Polk,
Walker. This is going to be tough.
Walker, Sweat, Cam Hart, Polk. All right, we got 3 for Polk, 4 for Polk, 3 for Walker, 4 for Walker. It's going to be Polk or Walker. We need one more.
3, 4.
Javon Baker. I think Tavondre Sweat's in this now. Nope, so let me see. 1, 2, 3,
Polk.
4.
That's 5 for Polk.
That's 5 for Polk. Okay, so Jalen Polk is the pick. It was close between Polk and Tez Walker. Honestly, could be a real conversation in the draft room, Brian.
Yeah.
Why do you think the chat wants Jalen Polk over Tez Walker?
Well, Walker has, I'd say, some of the red flags. He's had some drop issues. Not an overly impressive Senior Bowl. Like even for a big guy, he can struggle to go through contact, deal with contact at sometimes. Polk, but he's the X receiver, right? This could be part of their big conversation where we said they need that X receiver. That's Tez Walker. Where Polk, he can play outside, he can play inside, but he's more versatile. He's probably you probably don't want him living outside at the X for his whole career, and maybe not as good as an athletic profile. Walker ran a 4.36. Polk, I think, was a 4.5. So, like, I think Polk's going to be a really good player, but he might max out as like a really good number 2 or number 3, which you need a lot of these pass catchers in the league to survive anyway. So I like Polk. I'd probably lean Polk over Walker, but I think it would be a really good conversation there, kind of in that draft room with the positions they play within a position, and then a little bit of a different athletic skill set too.
And there's where did it go? Somebody commented. Can you delete comments? Here. Somebody called the chat dumb for not reuniting Tez Walker with Drake May. That to me is the strongest case for Tez Walker here. Is he's going to have a level of comfort with his quarterback. Quarterback has a level of comfort with the receiver coming in. But I agree. Like Tez Walker, the one note is strong, but he's a one note player. I think you get a little bit more with Jalen Polk. So we still don't have a tackle. But Tez Walker is the pick. I'll click it, but in case we get trade up, let's spin the wheel again. Polk. Polk is the pick. And maybe it would have been, who knows? Maybe if not for the DUI, it would have been Tavondre. I think he's going to be off their board for a team that's talked as much about character as they have. And we're hearing that the DUI may just be the tip of the iceberg kind of thing with him. You look what Dane Brugler wrote after talking to scouts about him being tabbed as kind of like a party animal, talking about sweat. I wouldn't be surprised if he's off their board.
Yep. All right. So that's the end of day 2. Let's spin the wheel very quickly. So we'll see what we're going to do next.
Yeah.
I'll do that first.
Oh, we're going to be trading up?
Oh, we're going to trade up.
All right. So why don't we hear from our friends, and then I'll get this set up.
We got to trade up going first, but quickly, let's hear from our friends over at Prize Picks.
Prize Picks is America's number 1. That's number 1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the playoff action and win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks as you and the world's best players take to the game and take it to a new level during basketball's postseason. Testing your skills on Prize Picks this basketball season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Prize Picks is really simple to play. You can make your picks and submit your entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. So check it out, Prize Picks. It's the way to go. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
All right. So, again, we've taken Drake May, Tyler Nubin,
and Jalen Polk.
Jalen Polk. So there's 2 trades. I just looked quick. There's 2 trades from last year that we could kind of mimic here. One would be what I have in front of us here. So it's 103, 180, and 231 to move up to 87. And that's a solid move up. I mean, that's like 15-ish picks. The other would be the Chiefs made this trade last year. They moved up 3 spots. So it would be 103 and 231 for 100. But that actually gets us back into day 2, technically. I don't know how far up you want to move, how aggressive you want to be, but those would be the 2 I'm looking at. This one kind of makes me nervous because I don't know if we can get it done. Last year, they didn't get that 7th round pick back. I would only do it this way if I'm the Patriots because 3 picks for 1. This is a team that needs bodies, and I think that's tough to give up 3 picks for 1.
Well, let me ask first. Once we trade up, do we spin the wheel again?
We spin the wheel again. Yeah, we spin the wheel again.
Okay, so yeah, we could be trading up for God knows who, but 103 to 87,
or 103 to 100.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind maybe just a little shorter move up, but you could get back in the end of the 3rd round.
Yeah. All right. So we're kind of, and these kind of trades are not totally alien because teams will look at it and say, well, I want to move up and get this guy before everybody else has a chance to reset their board tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's kind of how sometimes these teams will look at it. You know what? Although if the Patriots are going to do this, it might look more like this. Future 6th instead of current 7th.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, now we'll do the current 7th. It's only 3 spots. We might get trade down again too, so. That's going to be the trade.
All right, let's see it.
103 and 231 for 100. We'll see who we end up drafting. Brian, if you want to spin the wheel again.
All right, we'll pull the wheel back up. And we will go. Now we're going to get trade down.
Right, yeah, exactly. If we get trade down, we may respin.
Oh.
We make it trade down. Oh, who's it going to be?
It's up to Barth.
Oh, boy, all right. Well, Bub Means not on the board. The 100th overall pick. I mean, I want to tackle. It's so early. It's so early for all these guys. Who's their corner? So many defensive players. I mean, Cam Hart, Chris Abrams-Drain would be good picks. I mean, I feel like I have to take a tackle. Is Austin Booker still here? No. I feel like I have to take a tackle.
Who was there for tackles?
Goncalves, Christian Jones. It's the,
Yeah, it's the usual group.
The usual group. Is Rosengarten here, actually?
No, he's been going high in this simulator. Well, like
I think that reflects what's going to happen in real life.
Yeah, maybe just where he's actually going to end up going. But
where'd he go? Wow, where'd he go? Where did he go? I must have missed him. There's no way he went this high. Oh, there he is. Oh, no, that's McMillan. Trice.
I didn't see him.
36.
Oh,
wow. Damn. Good for him.
I know this is the tricky part where like you want to tackle, but is it worth the 100th pick in the draft to take one?
Right. We'll get one of those guys at 137. Like, I don't really worry about that. I think I'm going to go. We've taken Cam Hart so many times. I'm going to take Cam Hart.
Honestly.
All right. I'm going to take Cam.
Last draft we took Chris Abrams-Drain, so I don't think we actually have.
Did we? Okay.
We've talked about him a lot, but
I am banking on Chuks Okorafor to play left tackle, or if I am the Patriots, that seems to be the plan. We've gone 3 picks without taking a tackle. We're clearly banking on him. I want to find my CB2. I want to get this defense set. Somebody said to check edge. I did. I mean, Austin Booker will probably be gone by here. That was kind of wishful thinking. It's too early for Mo Kamara. Ebby Ogie's more of a defensive end than like a pass rusher. I want to get a pass rusher here. It's a little early for Xavier Thomas. I think PFF has him rated a little higher than he'll probably actually go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, maybe if like Blake Corum fell to here, I'd look. Do I want to double up a receiver? No. Yeah, none of the tight ends. No. I think I'm going to go Cam Hart here.
Like a dead zone almost. But yeah, I like Cam Hart.
All right, I'm going to take Cam Hart, and let's spin it again.
All right, let me hold on.
Okay.
Right there.
So my choice is coming off. So we are down to trade down, just pick, which will be a usual mock draft pick. We'll like analyze the board. Offense, best player available, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, non-Power 5. How do you feel about that pick, Brian? Would you have gone Cam Hart there? Would you have maybe pushed a little more for the tackle?
I like Cam Hart a lot. I think he's a good lengthy corner. Still ran like a 4-5, kind of what they need in that group. You'd obviously hope they walk away with a tackle with their first 4 picks, but if you're not going to do it early, we've talked about kind of that, that dead zone where if you go back past pick 34, you're probably not going to get a day 1 starter at that tackle spot. So we missed that, and now you kind of missed that fall off. So I think just kind of picking the better player there over reaching at the position of need, and then hopefully Chuks Okorafor can kind of hammer that position home next year, and hopefully we can add a project player later in the draft. But who knows what's going to happen? So
let's see. Let's spin the wheel.
But here we go.
And yeah, whoever brings up kind of quickly how scary the tackles go, that's what exercises like this show you. That's kind of the point. Yeah. It's like we're kind of seeing how the board falls outside of certain things. All right, so I got my turn.
Now it's
Brian
my turn.
Gets his turn. Tell me if you want me to pull up any specific positions. Braylon Allen's here, your guy.
I do like Braylon Allen. Tackles. Let's now
yeah,
might be a better time to take some of these guys.
Javon Foster, Walter Rouse, Isaiah Adams, Laumea from Utah is still here. And remember, we only have 2 picks left after this because we traded our 7th to move up.
Yeah, that's true. I do like Javon Foster. Just scroll through best available.
Okay. Ben Sinnott, Braylon Allen, Jordan Travis, Will Shipley.
I don't think he's going to be in the 5th round though.
Cornelius Johnson, Christian Boyd, Mekai Wingo, Nelson Caesar, Mason Smith. Grayson Murphy's a good pass rusher if you want to go there. Theo Johnson, Austin Reed, Dalen Holker. Zach Zinter could be an interesting pick. Maybe a little later. Joe Milton, Dylan Laube, Javon Foster, James Williams, Dylan Johnson. We're kind of getting down here now.
All right. I think just because of the uncertainty with the wheel, I think we have to get kind of a tackle.
Yeah.
And out of that group, I like Javon Foster the best. He's a lot of experience, both sides, left and right. Really impressive pass blocker, physical pass blocker. Good week in the Senior Bowl. Had some impressive one-on-one reps. So I like him, especially. What are we at? 137. I think that's probably a good range for him. So
yeah,
I like Javon Foster with that pick.
That's being the long-term host of this show. I just picked who I wanted to pick, even though we needed a tackle, and I made Brian sacrifice his pick to save the trade.
I think that worked
Good job,
out,
Brian.
I think that worked out pretty well, though, because if we were going to pick a tackle at 100, it probably still would have been Javon Foster, maybe Christian Jones, but you get the good corner, and then you still get a tackle there at 137. So I think that worked out pretty well. So
all right,
down to 2 picks, 180, 193. We'll go back to our wheel. Not a lot of conferences getting picked. We got the right conference at the right time with the ACC.
I looked at it and I was like, man, this is half conferences. It's just that's going to be the whole show. And then it wasn't.
But we will spin. 2 picks left, unless we get a trade down.
Yep.
Talking it into existence. Is this rigged? This looks like it's rigged.
I promise, we have no control over this thing. All right, so we've got the Broncos calling it 203 and the Jaguars calling it 212. I think more realistic here because 212 is that's a 6th. Yeah, so we're going to trade 180 for 212 and can we get a future 5th out of this actually? No, we can't. Yeah, that was a bit much. We're going to trade 180 for 212 and a future 6. So we're only going to add, or do we want to add the picks back, Brian? Or do we want to have 2 more picks in this draft?
Let's get
Maybe
2
we
more.
Can add
picks.
a future 7. Okay, we'll
add
a future
2 more
7
in this draft
because the simulator is letting us. So the Jaguars really want somebody. We're going to steal the rest of their draft to get it done, plus a pick next year, and move down to 212. So stay in the 6th round, but we go from the top of the 6th. Oh no, actually. Because we have 193 first, so let's spin the wheel again.
All right. Back to the wheel. Maybe you'll get it. Oh,
I got it. You do it.
We're clicking it at the same time. All right. Back to the wheel. All conferences, and then best player available, offense, and just pick where we would go through a normal round. Let's see what we got.
Yep. Ooh.
Non-5.
So I kind of wanted to do this in the MDDB simulator. We didn't because it's very unstable and a lot of times it crashes mid-draft. I just didn't want to deal with that tonight. I would love to take Jalix Hunt here.
Oh, is he
non-power 5? He's not. I don't, unless they put him in the last few days.
They probably haven't.
Great. All right. So this might be a little late for him anyway. I don't know. I don't know what pick I thought this was, but so our options are Jalen Green, Nathan Thomas, Ethan Driscoll, Frank Gore Jr., Joshua Cephas, David White, Miles Harden, Trey Taylor, Aneem Donkwa. I mean, we're way down here now. CJ Hansen. I'll tell you this. If we want to just throw, as many, we didn't take a tackle high. So if we just want to get bodies, Ethan Driscoll here, it's a little bit of a reach, but we get a really big physical tackle.
We haven't taken him yet, right? In our project tackles.
I don't think so. I took him with Taylor the other day. I think that's it.
We took like Josiah, and then we took
Ezareem and Donkwa. Yeah, those are the two guys we took. Because
Yeah.
those guys are Driscoll's not as like large as those guys. He's 6'9", or he's 6'7", but he's 330. Those guys are like 350. I think Donkwa's 360.
Yeah.
I think to me it would come down to Driscoll or Frank Gore Jr. if we want to add a running back.
Yeah, I like the thought process of stacking tackles. Like even if they get one earlier, right? I think we still like the double dip late. Just try to, throw as much on the wall there and see what sticks with some of these project type players. So I am
going to do this. I'm going to pull a quick scouting report. I'm not super familiar on Nathan Thomas, and we are here to learn, and he would qualify. 6'5", 332. Lance Zierlein, NFL.com. Intriguing offensive line prospect with outstanding lean mass and above average upper body power. Thomas is a solid run blocker who lacks desired pad level, but uses his hands and feet to help push defenders where he wants them to go. His footwork as a run blocker is much better than it is in protection, but a move inside to guard can help mitigate that. All right, so he's a right tackle who's probably a guard. No,
we don't like that.
No, we'll take
you. Don't want your
blow up.
You don't want your
yesterday about that.
You don't want your project tackle maybe having a bump inside to guard.
And you don't want your 335-pound tackle having a problem with power.
Yeah. So Ethan Driscoll from Marshall. That'll be a pick,
non-power 5. So, all right, we got 2 more picks left here that we got from the Jags. Frank Gore's still here, so maybe we'll see what we get. What do we have left that we could take him? Well, I guess offense. Well, we did it again. Good, just do it.
All right, we got offense, best player available, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, and then just pick. So
yeah,
that's 7 choices left, 2 picks left on our board. Let's see what we get here. SEC or Pac-12? Oh my god,
it's gonna be the Pac-12. RIP.
RIP.
Pac-12. All right.
I know where you're thinking immediately. Dylan Johnson.
Is he still? He's not going to be here. Even if he is here, we're not. That would be disrespecting the board, I think, at this point. Dominique Hampson is here. Deshaun Fenwick, if we want to go running back. Darius Masau. I apologize if I'm not super familiar with him. If I got his name wrong. Wow. Thin pickings from the Pac-12. Keaton Oladipo, who you like. Now, we did already take a safety.
What about I was just going to say the Washington linebacker.
It's a little late for him. I still feel weird taking him down here. He's going to be a top 200 pick. The other edge guy, Fatui, who he's fallen a lot during the pre-draft process. Is that going to be it? Carson Steele from the Pac-12. I like how Tamari Richardson's the only player that has his headshot this whole year.
Why is that?
I have no idea. They usually have the first 50 or so picks.
It's Texas A&M too, which is like
he must have been. My guess is they decided they weren't doing headshots this year, but they were prepared for him to enter the draft last year. Eric Gentry's here. Oh, so another one again. If he was in the simulator, I would totally go Jackson Sermon here. Oh, well, Brian, do we talk about Joshua Carty?
There's a Pac-12 kicker right there. I just don't see them drafting the kicker. I don't know. I just
down here though.
Yeah, I mean,
these
I guess
special teams picks.
Yeah.
I think it might be Joshua Carty. We haven't taken a kicker once this whole thing.
I know we haven't. All right, you want to take Josh Carty?
I think we got to take Josh Carty.
I still have my belief in Chad Ryland, but this is where we're at in the draft.
Well, and was there somebody else you really want to pound the table for in the Pac-12?
No, that's the issue. There isn't anyone. I mean, I'd like the Washington linebacker, but if you don't think it's respecting the board, then we're not.
Let me see where he's going in the consensus right now. And somebody who said we should allow ourselves one player to fall. That's what BPA is or was supposed to be. We didn't get it. It's literally just blindly taking the top player left. Yeah, that's what that was going to be. We weren't going to discuss it. He's at 134 on the big board.
So yeah,
so we're talking about an 80 pick drop. All right.
Let's take Cardi. We haven't taken a kicker in all of our mock drafts. So, and then our last pick, what are we at? 236.
What if we got trade down here? I don't know what we do.
We can't, right? Isn't it gone? Yep. So we have offense.
Wait, no, but I'm saying, like, what if it was still there?
Oh yeah. That'd be a nightmare. Yeah. Offense best player available, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, and just pick. So our last spin here. We'll see what we get. Looking like the SEC.
The SEC. All right, we wrap it up with the SEC. It's going to be a little bit easier. We haven't taken a running back, have we?
We have not. Or tight ends. We have not taken a tight end.
Well, there's no SEC backs. Trey Knox, we could take. I don't think we've taken an edge rusher either, have we?
I don't believe. Actually, I have the
yeah. Why don't you read off who we've taken real quick here?
All right. So again, we're spinning the wheel to decide who we pick here. We lucked into the ACC on our first pick, and we got Drake May. Second round, we got defense, so we picked safety Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota. Third round, we went to the chat. They had the choice with who they wanted to pick, and they picked a wide receiver in Jalen Polk. Then we traded up, and then it was Barth's choice. He took cornerback Cam Hart out of Notre Dame with pick number 100. Into the fifth round, it was my choice. We got our first offensive tackle of the draft in Missouri's Javon Foster. Then we got trade down, and the wheel selected non-power 5. We got a second offensive tackle, double dip there with back-to-back picks, Ethan Driscoll from Marshall. And then we just had Pac-12, and we took our first kicker of mock draft season with Joshua Carty out of Stanford. So we are now here, round 7 with SEC. We have 2 offensive tackles, a quarterback, a wide receiver, a kicker, and then a corner and a safety. So no running back, no tight end, no edge player, no linebacker. And I believe that is no interior lineman, but 2 tackles. So
So some people like Cedric Johnson. He could qualify here. Trey Knox would be an option at tight end. We've talked about Kingsley Eguakon before, or Andrew Rame, who we wanted last week as a UDFA before he got drafted. Not much in terms of defensive tackles. There's one other position you said there. Oh, linebacker.
Linebacker, yep.
They did meet with Nathaniel Watson, who's probably a good special teams player.
That's probably what you're looking for in these picks nowadays, your special teams.
Well, I mean, I think all of these guys could play special teams. So what are you thinking?
There wasn't any running backs, you said, right?
No, I'm pretty sure Josh Williams went back to the draft, and even so, this would be like a
that's it,
reach for him, yeah.
And tight ends is just Trey Knox. Oh man. So I'd say Knox or Watson, or was there anyone else that jumped out to you? Those are kind of the top 2.
Eguakon, if we want to go
centers.
IOL.
I don't know. You got a preference?
Well, I think Watson, if we're trying to guess what they would do, I think it's probably Watson. I'd probably go Eguakon here, but we can take Watson.
All right. We could do that.
All right. So we'll go over this. See what we got here. It's grading. This is going to get a better grade than most of the ones we do straight up. You know that, right? I wanted to take Glad McConkey over Tyler Nubin, but we couldn't because the wheel told us defense. Stupid PFF.
Maybe in real life. Oh, you got a D. Yeah. Your pick got a D.
I pick out a D. You got a C minus, so be careful there.
Higher than a
we
D.
did rank in the top 78% of all Patriots drafts, though.
Okay.
So Drake May, Tyler Nubin, Jalen Polk, Cam Hart, Javon Foster, Ethan Driscoll, Joshua Carter, Nathaniel Watson. How would you feel?
It's pretty realistic, except maybe not Tyler Nubin at 34. I still feel like that has to be tackle or wide receiver. But I mean, you go from there, and like the Drake May, obviously you get your quarterback first, and then Jalen Polk, wide receiver in the third. You get a boundary corner, middle of the rounds there. Double dip on tackles, interesting project players, and then a kicker and a special team linebacker. So honestly, I'd say pretty realistic beyond just the Tyler Nubin picking a free safety at 34 probably is a little too early there.
This would be a decent draft. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best they could do, but especially if, reading the tea leaves, they like what they have at tackle. You get your starting quarterback. You get, I think, a guy that has potential to be a difference maker on defense in Tyler Nubin. You get a solid receiver. You take advantage of a deep draft. Cam Hart's going to play a decent amount. And then you load up on tackle depth and hope you find something. And next year we're talking tackles all spring. They could do a lot better. They could do a lot worse. They really could. For the way we did this draft, I'm surprised how well this came out.
I thought it was going to go very badly.
I did too.
It almost did. We
had a practice. We took a breakfast ball. Shout out to the Masters.
Yeah.
We took a breakfast ball.
Exactly.
For the people who wanted to see it go bad, you want to run it back and do one more?
Yeah, we could do one really quickly.
Right. Let's load the wheel back up. This one will be this one will be quicker. And then I will say, just grab a screenshot of the wheel before we do it, because when we post it on Twitter, we'll post the wheel. So
offense, defense, BPA, Big 10, Big 12. Then we had SEC, Pac-12, ACC, non-Power 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I did ACC twice. Barth's choice, Brian's choice, chat choice, trade up, and trade down.
And then also, you want to hit that shuffle button at the top there?
What did I just do?
What did you do?
I was going to screenshot it. Everyone's seeing how the bacon's made right here. All right, we'll shuffle it.
Yeah, hit the shuffle on that. So mix it up a little bit. All right.
2, 3. Three shuffles. All right. We'll do one more quick one.
Yeah, let me hit. And this time, no breakfast ball on this one. So let me make sure I saved this. I did.
Yeah, you saved the original one. Right?
Yep. Let me start a new mock draft. 7 rounds. Patriots. Here we go. And this time, Drake May went second.
Okay.
So here we go.
Everything's on the table. Non-Power 5.
All right. We're off and running, baby. Non-Power 5 off the top. It's Joe Alt. It has to be. It's Joe Alt, unless you really like Quinion Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, I do really love Quinion Mitchell, but it's got to be Joe Alt. You have to take a tackle, and Joe Alt's the best tackle. So I think that's the easy pick there.
Right, Joe Alt at 3.
Do the wheel before. Oh,
that's fine. We're not gonna trade up to 11. We're not gonna trade up past 11. So spin it again.
All right. So Joe Alt on the board. SEC round 2.
All right. Let's see. Ooh, Kool-Aid McKinstry fell. Kamari Lassiter. Or I guess we got to see. All right. A tackle. No SEC.
We don't need a
tackles.
tackle. We got
Joe Alt. You're right. Oh, who's there for quarter? Well, we could take Spencer Rattler.
Ladd went the pick before us.
Well, Ricky Pearsall's still here.
Jermaine Burton, Ricky Pearsall.
So Kool-Aid, Ricky Pearsall, Jermaine Burton. What do you think?
I mean, I love
Chris Braswell.
love Ricky Pearsall, but unless you think the value of Kool-Aid is too good to pass up at 34,
It might be. That's a really good corner. That's a
yeah,
first round talent. That's a first round talent at 34.
yeah. I again, I love Ricky Pearsall, but like if Kool-Aid falls to you like that, and you have to pick an SEC player,
Right.
that's pretty tempting of a pick there.
I mean, we're testing ourselves. That's what we're doing. We're trying to come up with the best within
Yeah.
small window. All right. Oh shit, I let it go. So if we get trade up, we're just gonna spin again.
All right, so we have Joe Alt, Kool-Aid, and McKinstry. We'll go back to the wheel.
Look, so far, in terms of adding talent, great draft. Doesn't make a ton of sense in building the roster.
I thought this one was going to be a disaster again, but the wheel is just. The wheel is doing us favors right now. Just pick.
All right.
Dealer's choice.
Just pick. So we quarterback, Spencer Rattler, wide receiver, Tez Walker, Javon Baker, Johnny Wilson. I feel like we got to go with one of these guys. We got to take one of these two positions, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Unless nobody like that dominant fell.
Braylon Trice,
Tavonte Sweat, Austin Booker, Tavonte Sweat. I think we have to go Spencer Rattler here, as much as that kills me. Or
yeah,
no, honestly, we could go receiver.
It's got to be quarterback or receiver, I'd say.
Do we take a shot on Tez Walker? Do we take a shot on Johnny Wilson? Brendan Rice?
Are you a Javon Baker guy?
Not really.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a really good tight end. We just say we added a pass catcher. No.
Receiver or Rattler?
I'm kind of tempted to go Johnny Wilson here, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you need a guy. You need a guy that's going to be able to make plays, and I think Johnny Wilson can make plays.
I mean, the size and athletic profile is really
that's what I'm saying.
Intriguing. And we never taken him, so why not?
No, you know what? No, hang on. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I think we should take Spencer Rattler because last time we didn't do this, we took Joe Milton, and everybody got annoyed at me, even though I didn't want to take him. Okay. So let's take Spencer Rattler to avoid Joe Milton in the future.
Well, he might not have the chance at him. The SEC's gone, or we still have a few options. But Rattler or Wilson, your choice. Pick which one you want.
Let's go Rattler.
All right.
I would probably trade down and take Rattler, but that's not what the wheel hath dictated.
Yes.
The wheel is wise. The wheel knows.
We only do what the wheel tells us to do.
Right. I like you see people were like, is this how Bill drafted Cole Strange?
Pac-12.
Pac-12. All right. We don't have a receiver yet. So, if Brendan Rice falls, Brian, this could be awesome. He didn't. Jacob Cowing did.
Okay.
So although slot receiver doesn't do it for me. Sione Vaki could be fun. Marshawn Lloyd. What else we got from the Pac-12 here? Cole Bishop fell a little bit. We're getting down here a little bit now. Shaw Wade Smith, it's probably a little early for him. And I'm going on page 2 now. Yeah, Taj Washington, it's early for these guys. It's very early for these guys. So Dylan Johnson, it's early. So Sione Vaki, Marshawn Lloyd, Jacob Cowing.
Marshawn Lloyd, Jacob Cowing. Yeah, Cowing's tough because he's just kind of like Pop Douglas.
Right, but worse.
Yeah. I like Vaki, but we took a secondary player. Is it worth just getting Lloyd so you add an offensive guy?
Oh, we took Kool-Aid. You're right. Yeah, it might be.
Unless you want to play Vaki at running back.
Well, that would be a part of it.
Yeah, unless you're. Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go.
No, don't worry.
My Lloyd,
I think I go Lloyd. I think we need explosive offensive playmakers at this point.
Yeah, I'm for that.
All right, Marshawn Lloyd. And now we need it to give us a chance to draft a receiver. We're
running out of options.
Yeah. All right. Well, spin it again.
Bub Means would always be there in real life, but
Bub Means would have. Well, we got we were perfect range for these. Oh no, defense or trade up. Defense. All right. Well, now I'm glad we didn't take Vach.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. All right. So let's see here. So we already took a corner.
We have Joe Alt,
corner. I don't think
Kool-Aid McKinstry, Spencer Rattler, and Marshawn Lloyd, and we're picking defense. I do like Bo Braid.
So good.
Bo Braid,
Jalen Simpson.
Jalen Simpson
is a good player. So that's the safeties. If you want Ulofoshio, this would be more about where we'd be taking him on the edge. We got Nelson Caesar. Grayson Murphy's a good pass rusher.
Yeah, he's intriguing.
Who's their linebacker? So Gerard Mayo talked about a linebacker from UNC that he liked. Yeah, it's a coverage linebacker. Or do we want to get a nose tackle in McKinley Jackson? You like Cedric Gray?
I like Cedric Gray, but I feel like a pass rusher more would be the better pick than another kind of off-ball coverage linebacker. Like they have Taki. You just hope Marte Mapu can kind of play in there a little bit more. And I like guys like Nelson Caesar, Grayson Murphy, some of these edge rushers too. So I think edge rusher is probably the better pick.
I think Grayson Murphy would be. Look, they need a developmental edge guy. This is a little bit of a fall for him, but they need a pass rusher. I think Grayson Murphy makes some sense.
Yeah, that'd be such a Bill move too, to pick the guy across from the star pass rusher and Latu Latu. So we can go Murphy there.
All right. Let's spin the wheel. I don't know why this. There we go. Okay. Let's spin the wheel. We haven't gotten BPA. I wanted once to just look at the top of the board and click. I was very much looking forward to that.
So we still don't have
vibes.
We just wheel vibes. We still don't have a wide receiver. Hopefully the chat will pick one.
All right, chat.
There's one worth picking.
I'll tell you who we got. Hang on. It's going to be pick 180. So we've got Dylan Johnson, Miles Murphy. Again, so don't say who you want until I tell you. And then first to 5 wins. Dylan Johnson, Miles Murphy, Jaheim Bell, Braden McGregor, AJ Barner, Jalen Harrell, Kamini Vidal, Jordan Jefferson, Tip Raymond, Justin Rogers, Cody Schrader. There's no receivers here, man. Wow, this is where Bub Means would make all the sense in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
The receivers you're talking about: Casey Clark, Casey Washington, DeCorian Clark, Anthony Gould, Josh Cephas, David White.
I'm blanking on the
Jordan Whittington.
Cross's name is Jalen Coker.
Jalen Coker's not in here. Coker. So like these are the wide receivers you have to work from. I'll give you the linebacker names too, I guess. So we don't have one of those. Steel Chambers, Tyron Hopper, Jalen Ford. We didn't take a safety yet. It's really Tyler Owens, I guess, would be the one guy you'd talk about here. If you want to give us a kicker, give us a kicker. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. I have no idea. I think it's probably going to be Jordan Whittington because everybody just wants a receiver and he's the biggest name there. But I could see people going for Dylan Johnson. I could see people trolling and giving us Joe Milton if he's still on the board.
Scroll down a little more so they can see some more names.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to do that. Yeah, there you go. All right. We got one for Jaheim Bell, one for Ford, one for Gould, 2 for Jaheim Bell. It might be Jaheim Bell. We might get it. Who are the other tight ends there? AJ Barner, Tip Raymond would be the other 2.
Come on, chat. You're on the clock. We need some names. Bell, another one for Jaheim Bell.
Is this all right? That's I think 3. That's 3 for Bell. We're also, you got to remember, we're like 45 seconds ahead of them. So if that depends how good their internet is.
Yeah.
They could just hold us hostage all night and nobody votes, but that wouldn't be very nice to them now, would it? At this point, Jaheim Bell is winning. So if
got 3 votes,
there's another one for Bell.
Same guy has 3 Jaheim Bell votes on the board. So
we got to vote for. All right, we got to vote for Pete Diddy. We're taking Jaheim Bell. It's very clear who people want. Jaheim Bell is going to be the pick here at 180.
That's for
We're
you,
gonna get
David.
trade up again,
Raheem Bell.
like all the way down here. Yeah.
So we still don't
Let's
have
go back to the wheel.
we still don't have a wide receiver. But
Still don't have a receiver.
How many picks do we have left? 2?
2.
All right. Here we go.
This started so promising too. It was going to be this cool kind of different draft. No, damn. All right, here we go. Come on, man. Rude.
Should we just spin it again, or do you want to trade up?
Or do we just trade up to this pick and take Jordan Whittington so we get a receiver and be done with it?
No, we have to spin it again if we trade up.
Oh, you're right. Let's just do it. I want to see the journey the wheel is taking us on.
Okay. This is fully in the wheel's hands. So, yeah let's trade up.
A future pick because we can maybe get that back next year. We're going to trade up to the Cardinals. What's it? Why can't I think about the do?
Now the simulator's going to break.
I know. Well, my internet's been like, yeah. All right. So we moved up. They're going to take Jordan Whittington, aren't they? Nope. All right. Let's spin it again.
Back to the wheel.
If it is trade down, if it is trade down, we'll spin again because that wouldn't happen, obviously. Oh, we should put trade for player on here. No, stupid wheel. No. All right, hang on. I'm gonna try something. Who do we just make that trade with the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can just undo that.
The wheel did us so well the first time, and now they're just bullying us.
All right, we've undone the trade.
The graphic is gonna look. The graphic's gonna look unreal.
People are gonna have no idea what's going on. All right,
this is
the
mock
draft's
draft.
still 2 weeks away, people.
This is mock draft 5.5, where we make a trade and then redo the trade 2 minutes later. All right.
Oh, call back. Call Monty Osborne back.
Offense.
Yours. Offense. Yes. All right. Receiver. Jordan Whittington. Are we even discussing this? Unless Gould's gone. I'd love to take Bub Means here, but it's got to be Jordan Whittington. It's our only chance.
It's Whittington,
I don't think any of these other guys are NFL receivers. All right, we got a receiver, and we have 1 pick left. Let's spin that wheel one more time. Everybody who hung around late for it, I got to say, you got your money's worth on this show.
All right. So our last pick, Big 10 ACC, best player available, Brian's choice, Barth's choice, or Big 12. Let's just get BPA.
One BPA. Give me one BPA. I'll tell you who it'll be if we get BPA. It'll be a safety from Air Force. ACC. All right.
ACC.
Oh, okay. We never draft. Oh, we did draft a quarterback. Because Talia's here.
Yeah.
Talia Tagovailoa.
So we have Joe Alt, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Spencer Rattler, Marshawn Lloyd, Grayson Murphy, Jaheim Bell, and Jordan Whittington.
Well, this is going to be interesting because so far I only see 3 ACC players on the board. Zion Nelson's not in the draft. I like Gerard Jordan, actually. Gerard Jordan's a good running back. I think it's Gerard Jordan or Talia Tagovailoa. Do we want to double up at quarterback? Or do we want to take a running back?
Either would be double up. We took Marshawn Lloyd, but
oh, you're right. I don't even know if this is respecting the board for Gerard Jordan, honestly. Let's see, where's he on the big board right now?
There's just no one available.
That's it. That's it. We could take Gerard Jordan here. At this point, here's the thing. Do we want to try to, I don't want to say salvage it, but man, this would absolutely be Bub Means. Bub Means went to Pittsburgh. Damn it. That's an ACC school. Should I just Photoshop Bub Means in?
We
Is
would
there
have
a pick
taken him
player
like 8.
here?
We would have taken him like 8 times in this draft already.
There's
Though.
been so many times I've been trying to take Bub Means. The wheel is just taunting PFF. If there's a pit player left, I'll consider it a sign and I'll Photoshop Bub Means in, but there isn't. So honestly, I think he's gonna be gone by this point. I would even say some respect in the board for him. So do we want to try to salvage this? Salvage in the loosest
How
way
do we
possible.
salvage this?
Jawar Jordan in that, hey, all right, we took or do we just want to go completely sicko and draft to his brother?
Should we spin the wheel to decide?
We did one respin on the first one. Let's do a respin. Let's see what we get.
Should I just put running back or quarterback in the wheel and see what happens?
Add running back or quarterback, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
That or just only running back and quarterback?
No, and then and then add ACC again. Because if it gives us ACC again, we know the wheel has spoken.
Almost.
All right, Big Ten. I feel like we cheated the wheel. Is this bad karma?
Maybe. Is there any Big Ten players left? Nope.
Not on the first page. Josh Proctor.
We don't have a safety. All right, Josh Proctor.
Delmar Glaze is here. We could take another tackle.
Yeah, we only took one tackle.
Big dude. All right, we'll go back to ACC. We'll take Delmar Glaze. I missed him.
Yeah.
We'll round it out a tackle there. So, and then we'll wrap it up. That was an adventure there, Brian. I want to make sure actually before I do this. Hang on. I think Delmar Glaze might have gone back to school. No, he didn't. He was at the combine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. All right. All right. Delmar Glaze is the pick, and that was this one did not go as well. It started strong. If we had gotten, if Brandon Rice falls to 103, this is like a sneaky great draft. I mean, all things considered without the quarterback.
The receiver
really, your big question here is we drafted Spencer. Yeah. If they didn't need a receiver, this is great. If they had signed Calvin Ridley, this is great. PFF's biggest knock on this is that we took Spencer Rattler over Jonah Ellis.
That surprises me because they gave Rattler an A-, and that quarterback is their biggest need on this thing. So that's weird.
Yeah, who knows?
They must just love Jonah Ellis. But
meanwhile, they didn't like the wide receiver pick.
They didn't. They should have graded our Cardinals trades.
I know.
Oh my gosh! All right,
that's a bummer. I like how they're on both sides of Jordan Whittington too. All right. The first draft definitely better. This was fun though. I'm glad we did this exercise. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a chance to look. In past years, it's been really easy because we can do 5 mock drafts and have 5 truly unique. Like if you remember last year, we did a corner mock draft, you did a tackle mock draft, you did a receiver. And depending on who you take at the top, it completely changes the picture. This year, the board's just not set up that way. There's just not that many permutations of it. So I thought this would be a fun way to explore some other areas of the board, some other areas of the draft, get to know some other players, and have some fun with it. So I don't know if we'll bring this back next year. We'll see. But this was fun. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah. Maybe this year we still have 2 weeks to the draft. Maybe the Tuesday before the draft, we can break out the wheel or something.
What if we did this with a first round mock? Because I hate doing the first round mocks. I find them boring, but maybe this is a way to make it interesting.
Do 1 through 32 and every team has to pick by the wheel.
Yeah.
That could be pretty exciting.
That could be interesting.
Yep. All right. But we'll see. That was Mock Draft 5.0 and Mock Draft 5.5 brought to you by The Wheel. We'll post them both over on Twitter, so you can you can't yell at us, you have to yell at The Wheel.
You have to blame The Wheel.
But yeah, it's The Wheel's fault. But you can follow Alex on Twitter at Real Alex Barth. Head over to 985 thesportshub.com to read his Patriots coverage over there. You can follow me on Twitter at I am Brian Hines and head over to patspulpit.com to read our Patriots and draft coverage. We will be back next week. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys soon.